Okay, so finally I was able to record after weeks of trying to do so. Today is raining. I don't know if you can hear it, but that's a nice background noise and I love it when it rains because of that. Anyways, we're gonna do like always 3 piles and we're going to be talking of about what should you do right now. The current situation you're in that you're confused and need some special guidance over it. Before we get started with pile number 1, I hope you've been doing good. I've been 50-50 to be honest, but oh well, that's life. But hey, we keep moving forward. That's the important thing. As always, remember to pick with your intuition, and if you need more time to pick a pile, you can pause the video for more time. Just ask yourself if which one of these piles has a message for you today. That's a tip I always do when I'm like watching other tarot videos. This is going to be pile number 1, this is going to be pile number 2, and this is going to be pile number 3. Let's go ahead and start with pile number 1. Okay, so pile number 1. This is for me talking me about a conflict with a specific person, or it can also even be with yourself, but I feel like it's mostly with somebody. These 3 cards are going to represent the current situation you're worried about, and these cards are going to represent the guidance you need right now for that situation. Like this card obviously is talking about confrontation, and I like that these 2 wands are also here behind his back. And what I feel is that one represents like fire, and the other one represents that it's about the power it has. It's about wind. Those two elements are a well mix in my opinion. So it's like, it's a good combination, but there's something here that it's like not working out. Like you want collaboration, but there's something standing between the two of you. Maybe it has to do with the throne. Maybe this like winning. Maybe like the recognition, and like maybe wanting to be the center of attention. It can also be that both of you have different goals and you're trying your best to decide which one is better between the two of you. For the both of you, I mean. With the Six of Swords, it's telling me like about leaving the past behind. But in this occasion, I feel like it's like you wanting to let go and move forward, but it's like you can't. Because there's this coincidence that in the both cards there are stairs leading to like up, And I feel like this is you. You trying to get to a conclusion and deciding what to do. Oh my god. Yeah, it's raining a lot. So you're like torn between what should you do. Now there's like, that's lol. There it is. There's the question. Like, what should I do? Should I continue? Like, should I try to repair these broken swords? Which I feel like it represents that damaged thing. It may be a relationship or a work thing. I don't know what it is for you, but it is something that you are torn between what to do, if you to just continue going up or just looking back and trying to fix the situation. Obviously you're lacking direction because I see it with the 8 of Wands here, but they're also like telling me to also be assertive and be decisive. It's like also telling me to not let anxiety follow you, because I also see it now, like lol, it's like everything is clicking. With the 7 of Swords, I can see it, that anxiety following you, and that past and those broken things following you, because you just want harmony. I can see it with the 3 of Cups, and I know that you can have harmony. Like the spirit's telling me that you can have harmony, but you need to stop dwelling in the past. Like the 5 of Cups here, like you have a bright future ahead of you, but you're just like stuck. Like with this cup that you have here, like look what you can do with it. look what you can do with it. You can create such a good life. I also feel like this has to do with your talents. And I feel like you have so much potential and you could create something so freaking beautiful with what you have. Something's coming into me like maybe it's a family member you're having this conflict with and that they do not agree with what you're trying to do, but spirit it's telling me like to follow your heart. I don't know if you have tried communicating with this person. It probably hasn't worked out. If you haven't tried to do so, maybe you should try at least. And if it hasn't worked out, I mean, I think it's time for you to let it go. It's not good to dwell on that and just keep going in circles with the situation and letting it get to you. Again, like it's time for you to move forward and be assertive and finally move, like move from that standing point you are in right now. I feel like this is a leveling up part of your life because with the stairs going down and like stopping here, I feel like it's a game. Like in the games where you're like leveling up. I feel like that's what you like right now, like in a level, like maybe a boss level where you have to to like beat this boss to get stronger. Like I feel like this is a big opportunity that you have right now. I can see it with the Six of Swords where you're just staring at the top, like you're going places. Like you have right now the opportunity to have a good life, but of course this situation and the past, it's like, and this thing of like trying to fix this and trying to have the best of both worlds, it's getting to you and it's not letting you move on. Like you can't stay here forever in this situation trying to work with something that cannot be worked with. I don't know if you're like understanding me, but you can't stay in a place where it's like talking to a wall. Again, it can also be with yourself, the situation, like what's happening with you. It can also be with like internal conflict. But again, it's the same message. It's time to move forward and just let go of the past and work it out with yourself. Maybe it has to do with you loving yourself too. Let's go with the oracle cards. I have two here. Okay, so we have here be open, which I really like because it's like saying to me that like this is representing that opportunity that I was telling you about, like outside that curtain, outside that cube you're in, in that closed space you are in. If you lift up the curtain and get out of the darkness, you're going to see such opportunities and such potential and so much joy and happiness. Again, I'm not saying that everything is going to be perfect because that's just not realistic, but you're going to be satisfied. You're going to have a satisfying life, and you're going to be satisfied with yourself and with what you're being presented with. I'm going to read you from the book to see more about of this card. Okay, so it says, open your eyes, your mind, and your heart to let possibilities flow in. This requires accepting the way things are, observing objectively as judgment only constricts and closes us off. When you feel yourself judging or trying to control things, practice relaxing and returning to a state of neutral observation and acceptance. As you allow, oh my god, as you allow the world to seep in, you'll see things from a higher perspective. Patterns that weren't visible before and opportunities that wouldn't have existed if you were closed off. Open yourself and watch how life opens with you. There's a quote here that it says, if you open your hand, you may receive everything. Literally what I was telling you about. There's your answer, bro. There's your freaking answer. And also we have the other oracle card that we have is, oh shit, it's okay, it's flying fish. A flying fish. This is reminding me of like Ah, yes, it's reminding me of that. You know the this Eight of Wands, you know, like it's going upwards and you know, like it's fighting fish, like also getting out of that um of the water to see the world, you know? Like it's like you have to take sometimes moments where you need to see it from a higher perspective, like this card was trying to tell you, say to you, and to get out of that closed off space you are and take a break and see things from a higher perspective and to go be assertive and go towards a direction and to move, just move and not stay in that stagnant place. I'm gonna read you what the booklet says. 23. Okay, so it says, okay. A fish that is so gracefully able to leave the water, so strange and wonderful. Think of this card as if really superfluous, unnecessary, but also exciting. Oh shit, okay, I'm not reading this well, but anyways. Think of flair, that little bit extra. Think of fun, silliness. If creatures such as these seem so comfortable out of their natural habitat, think about how you can move out of your comfort zone and explore new environments. You might like it. Bro, let me tell you something. I don't know from memory the definitions of these cards, but I'm glad. I'm glad that we think the same. Like I'm watching the card and I'm glad we think the same because I thought it was gonna have like a different definition maybe, but yes, it's exactly what I was like talking to you about. There's your answer, and I really hope you do it. You actually do it, okay? Or I'm going to smack you, okay? I really hope you do it and listen to this because you can create an amazing journey and an amazing life. This is the possibilities, this is the opportunity that you can create if you start looking things differently and from a different perspective and opening up and stop dwelling in the past and trying to like stay in that comfort zone. It's like it's time for you to move on, and like if a family member, a friend, or even yourself, you're having conflict with those people and it's not working out, follow your heart and understand that if this is not doing you good, it's time for you to just move on. I understand what you're trying to fix and I understand what you can see the possibility of the situation working out, but it's not doing you good. At the end of the day, it's not doing you good. And it's time for you to get out of that box you're in right now and in that box where you're stagnant and just being still, letting anxiety fuck with you. So yes, it's like it's time for you to like start walking again, and all the harmony that you're going to like get in that path, you are going to get what you want. Okay, you're going to get what you want, so don't worry. That harmony, that new people you may meet. So yes, I hope this message helped you. And oh, also I still like with this sticker, I feel like it's like try a new tea. That's like another message. Try a new tea or coffee and see the other things, the other new things you are going to be surprised that you like, you know? And new things you vibe with and new things that you can try. You may be surprised with what you get, the results that you get. So yes, that's all that I'm having for you, part number one. I hope this helped, and I truly hope that you do it. And yes, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you subscribe and like, please. Yeah, thank you and love you, and bye, just bye. Okay, so pile number two. Hi. I hope you're doing well. I'm not gonna say well because I can already tell that things are not going well for you. But this is something that can be resolved. This is not something you're going to stay in there forever. So this is your pile. These stars are going to represent the reason you're feeling stuck and maybe just confused in what should you do. And this is like the advice for you. This card's in the bottom. The reason you have an extra card, it's because it's supposed to clarify for this one. I didn't ask for it, but it came out for it. They came out together, so I decided to just let them both stay because I feel like they have a message, an important message to give. So, first of all, obviously, I already feel like this is the main card here, the Five of Wands, conflict, and between two people, you know, between you and another person. I already said like this is a little bit similar to pile number one, but this is a little bit more, it has a difference between the two of them. In this occasion, what I feel like is like this conflict is okay. So I feel like this is you and this is the other person. With the posture the person has and the mannerisms, I think that's how you say it. I feel like the person is trying to understand you, but they can't. They're trying to understand why they're so mad with you're so mad with this person, and what did they do wrong. And the reason why this person can't understand what is happening actually is because this is something that goes beyond what this person is seeing, the person that is trying to understand you. And the reason why I say it is because I feel like this is something that is coming from a place of a lot of pain and past hardships and past hurtness. I think that's how you say it. This has to do with maybe your inner child or stuff that happened in the past that truly hurt you and that you have carried on to this point of your life. Like these are inner burdens, like with the Ten of Swords here, like I can see it clearly, things that you have dragged and that are still with you, hurting you, even though you can't see them, but they're still there. And with what I'm feeling here is that with the eye opening and like light shining upon like out of the eye, it's like telling you it's time for you to awaken and see and to not avoid this situation and to shine a light upon that pain. Because with the Knight of Swords, I can already tell that it's like telling you it's time for you to go into the darkness, even if it's uncomfortable as fuck. Okay, even if it's uncomfortable as AF. Like I can tell like this is like the sword is like representing the help from your spirit guides, helping you go into this darkness to shine light upon it. They want you to go in with determination and to not be scared of it. With the Page of Wands, it's reminding me of the card. It's from the Cups. It's from the Cups, but I don't remember which one it is. Like it's remembrance. It talks about remembrance. I forgot which one it is. It was, but I do feel like it's about looking back and renewing yourself and letting this new you flourish like the flowers, you know, like how the flowers are emerging and just opening up. I feel like that also represents like spirit telling me for you to open up instead of closing yourself up, and to not be scared of the future and yourself. The Queen of Swords is a card that is, like it comes out for me a lot. Currently it hasn't come out for me, but in the past it used to like come out for me a lot. The Queen of Swords, it's an amazing card obviously, but I feel like it has its negatives, its downs. Sometimes you take too much energy from this, you know, persona, I can say, this card, not to say card. I feel like you can just close yourself up too much and be too guarded up and sometimes even too cold. And with the Ace of Swords, it's like telling me it's time for you to put that sword down, okay? It's not saying for you to let yourself be defenseless. That's not the thing. there has to be a balance between the both. Obviously, we also have to be careful with who we get with, and who are like we are friends with. Well, we also have to like be careful, obviously, but you can't always be guarded up and be closed off. So it's like it's time for you to put that sword instead of being like constantly like in attack mode. It's time for you to put that sword down and to put it beside you so you can see, so you can actually see, because I can already like look at the light here again, like the light, it's like the sword, it's not letting you see. Like you are a valuable person, I can tell with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles here. You are such an amazing, valuable, special person. You have so many beautiful qualities, and I understand that you also want to love yourself and respect yourself, but again, like I said, there has to be a balance. It's time for you to be a little more carefree, like the Nine of Pentacles. It's time for you to relax for a moment. It's time for you, like again, like I said, to put that sword down. Like I can see with the Hanged Man that there's something that is still there, trying to, like, it's still bothering you. There's something that is still hurting you, pulling you down. It's something that you haven't been able to let go, because the rope can easily be cut, but you are not cutting it. You're just letting it there stick with you, and it's because you're scared. I mention a lot in my videos shadow work, but I feel like this is something that can help you. If you don't know what shadow work is, please search a video on YouTube, because I sometimes I'm bad at explaining things, so I just recommend you to like search for a video on YouTube and about shadow work and understand what it is and how you can work with it. But again, I feel like this is more like a moving on situation from a situation that happened to you in the past that is still stuck with you. And again, I'm going to repeat this, like with the Knight of Swords, Spirit's telling me, hey, we're gonna be with you every step of the way, and we're going to help you move on from this. We're going to give you the courage. We're going to be with you there, giving you signs, giving you messages, and making you strong. Okay, they're going to give you the support you need to go towards this inner demons slash darkness, whatever you want to call it, this past of yours that has been haunting you for like a while now. It's time for you to be your own knight and go towards it and fight it, and for you to be able to heal and let go and start anew. I feel like this is something that you also need to talk with this person. I also feel like this may be your partner or something. So I know that it's somebody close to you, really close to you, that you value a lot, and that's why you're constantly like fighting with them, because you're scared of losing this person. I feel like this is, once you understand from where this is coming from, I think it's important for you to talk it out with your person. Again, I'm being focused a lot to the eyes and the light. Again, it's time for you to open your eyes and realize what is happening here. We need to break this loop before it just keeps haunting you. Let's go now with the oracle cards. We have Curiosity. That's interesting. Again with the eye. With the eye. Okay, so I feel like this is you being scared. Like this, I can see you like in your house watching from the keyhole, being curious of the outside world and what it can be. And it's like you being like watching other people and watching situations like I want that, but you're just scared and you're like, I don't think I'm ever gonna get that. I don't have that much luck. And or you're like, man, I don't know how these people are like being so happy and shit. It's always gonna end up badly. But in reality, you're still curious. You still want to try, but you're just like, nah, it's not gonna work out. Nah. You're like, you just put yourself down immediately. But I can see yourself like in this castle guarded up constantly too with this card. I like that even though you're guarded up, you're still curious of what it can't and could be. I love that. I'm going to read you from the booklet to see what else it has to say. Okay, so it says, treat yourself to a life worth diving into and hold onto your childlike glance of the world. Again, I can see with the Page of Wands. Each moment in life is new and has never been experienced before. There is a vast universe of unanswered questions awaiting. There are microcosms and microcosms, Jesus Christ, with the complicated words, all around us to explore. If life feels mundane, seek out the questions arising in your mind. When we listen to our curiosity, the path of wonder leads us to our deepest selves. Follow the mystery. And there's a quote here that says, mere curiosity adds wings to every step. Oh, that's amazing. That's really pretty. That's a really pretty quote. Yeah, like I said, you know, with the and like the Knight of Pentacles, like I said, like it's here it says, treat yourself to a life worth diving into and hold into your childlike lens of the world. I feel like this is like the life that I was telling you about, to be like more careless and just be more you know, to treat yourself and to let yourself be loved too. And I also like the quote that it says, when we listen to our curiosity, the path of wonder leads us to our deepest selves. Follow the mystery. I feel like it also has to do with letting yourself understand why you're so scared of, and letting yourself heal and letting go of the stuff that is haunting you. It's time for you to explore and let it go. That's the main message. For the other oracle card, which I'm loving already, we have Courage, which is a heart. And again, like, I love that. 2 hearts. And courage, like, it also represents another swords going into that darkness and healing, getting those swords out of that heart. That's what I'm feeling with this heart, having the courage to do so. Like, Spirit giving you the courage with the sword here. And again, like, it's the courage to follow that curiosity, the courage to, instead of putting the knife up towards life and people, to put that knife towards that inner conflict that you have, to fight it and to not let anxiety get the best of you, and to just heal and make amends with those inner demons, you know, to stand up to them. I'm gonna read you also the message from this card from the booklet to see what else it has to say. Okay, they say it says, listen to your heart. What does it want? What do you know needs to change, needs to be expressed? What pains you to keep inside? What powers can you use to help yourself and others? Do not underestimate the power of experiencing social discomfort for the sake of something important and necessary. How can you live according to your values? Can you lead by example and inspire others to joyfully find your own freedom? So do it. Decide. Is this the life you want to live? Is this the person you want to love? Is this the best you can be? Can you be stronger, kinder, more compassionate? Decide. Breathe in, breathe out, and decide. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. I think literally that message was all you needed, to be honest. I like the word that it says here, social discomfort. Again, it's for you to let go and be more free, to find the freedom and not be so guarded up, to let that curiosity lead you and to understand and open your eyes and see the potential of what you can have and be. It's time for you to start new and also heal that relationship. Heal that relationship, please, because this person is confused as fuck. They don't understand why the hell you're fighting so much about, and I feel like this person cares for you, but they're just confused. But yeah, pile number 2, that is all that I have for you. I hope this helped you, and I hope, like I said to pile number 1, I hope you do it. You actually do the work. I like that this sticker is doing different things. I feel like it's a message for you to open up and like everything, like the message here is to like let go, be curious, wander, and just be free, find new things, experience social discomfort. Do not be scared of it. Yeah, I feel like the sticker has to do with it too. So yes, pile number 2. I hope this helped you, like I said, and please like and subscribe. I want my little family, my little community to grow, and I hope this gave you some sense of relief. Thank you for coming to my little corner of comfort, and see you in my next reading. Love you and bye. Okay, pile number 3, the last pile for today. I hope you're having a nice day, and I hope that this message that I'm going to give you now, it helps you. So these 3 cards are going to represent the situation you are currently, debating on what should you do and you're confused about, and this is going to represent the message for you. We have an extra card here, which is clarify for this one. It's not a clarifier because I didn't even ask for one, but it came out with it, so I decided to just put both together. It happened the same for the second pile. But yeah, let's get started with the first 3 cards. The first thing, I was really like being focused to the strength card. I find it really interesting that we have the 2 of Pentacles and we have strength and justice, as if you were trying to balance these 2 things. I really find it really cool that it's strength and justice, which is 2 things that go hand in hand. But with the strength card, again, like I said, I was really being focused on her, and I think you are uncertain and on what you should fight for, and if you should fight for these ideals that you have. I do feel like this is certain beliefs that you have, because we have the Hierophant here, and we have also the 4 of Pentacles, that I see that it's something that you hold dearly and close to you. There are certain beliefs that you have, and I feel like it's like you are scared and just insecure of, should I fight for this? Am I doing the right thing to like fight for it? Because I feel like in your life you have never, I'm not saying that you have never standed up for yourself and what you believe in, but I feel like this is something even more big than what it usually is, that it involves more people and maybe even involves the public eye. I do not feel you are a person of conflict, which is maybe the other reason why you're so scared of being involved in this situation. But it is what you believe in and what you want to fight for. It's like you are a person who is not only a person who doesn't like conflict, but also I do feel like you feel for the other person, and you also consider the other person's feelings. But in this occasion, I do feel like this is wrong and this is something that you should fight for. But you're confused and you're torn between 2 things here. It's like maybe you are exceptional when it comes to ideals and what is right and what is wrong, but you sometimes lacked a little bit of strength and keeping up with those ideals that you have, that integrity. I do feel like your ideals are something that maybe even I agree with them. I don't want to get political in this channel, but I do have certain beliefs that are considered bad during these days, because right now things that you say are like, there's no free speech anymore. You can't say your opinion because it immediately you become marginalized, and they shut you up immediately, and it's like you can't speak anymore. So I do feel for this pile. I do understand what you're going through. Sometimes these people that want to shut you up make me question myself, because it's like, wait, I know that this is wrong, but this person is telling me that it's right and that I should accept it. And I'm like, am I right for this? Am I wrong for that? Like, am I being an asshole? Do I have bad ideals? And I do question myself sometimes. It's just thanks to my friends that I have become more confident and more strong with my values, and I have valued my integrity. And I do feel like this is the same for you. This that same message goes for you. With the high priestess and the moon, there's a lot of introspection here and understanding of, and um, they're them asking you, who do you really want to be, who you are, and what are your beliefs, and to like hold on to those beliefs and have the integrity, like with the Four of Pentacles here. With the moon here, I do feel like it's like you feeling shut down, feeling neglected, feeling confused, feeling like you're in a dark place. Usually the moon card is not a bad card. It's a beautiful card for me. But in this occasion, I do feel like that's what's happening. Here with the high priestess, like these two go hand in hand. There's a moon here, there's another moon here. With the star representing for me like the mind and the beliefs that you have. The mirror being like spirit guides telling you, look at yourself in the mirror and tell me who you want to be and what you believe in. Tell me. I encourage you, if you have already if you haven't already done it, to search for the meaning of the high priestess, to search more meaning behind it. I usually use BD Tarot, but you can use any page you want, to be honest, any page that you feel followed, like to click on it, you know. But I do feel like for you to search for the meaning of the high priestess, because I feel it's going to help you a lot. I feel like this is you after you understand and go through this process. I feel like the Nine of Cups also represents the valuable knowledge that you have, and that it's things that shouldn't be neglected, and for you to understand that these ideals and these things that you feel like you have to fight for are important and they can be heard. You shouldn't feel like you can't speak, like you have to be shut down. Now, I do not also want I don't want you fighting with people and yelling at them, because okay, so let me give you a piece of advice, because I have gone through this too. When the person is constantly being like a brick wall that you can't go through it, and they just don't listen to you, and there's like no fucking way you can change your mind, or at least make them understand why you feel this way. Just don't keep up with these people, because these people are close-minded, and right now they're just in that little headspace of them, that they have formed this wall in their head that nothing goes through, and there's no way you can make this person understand your point of view. So when that happens, it's time for you to just stop speaking to this person and just go the opposite way, because this is not good for your mental health. Okay, this is not good for your mental health, and it's just going to make you feel like shit. But for example, how is this she called? I don't remember her name, but she competed against, let me see how she's called. Leah Thomas, I think. That she's a transgender athlete. And let me tell you, that girl was constantly shut it down and was constantly told to shut the fuck up. That what she said, like, it was wrong, and that she shouldn't speak about it, and that she didn't have a place to speak. I think that's how you say it. Let me see how she is. It's the ex teammates that she fought was competing against. You know, Riley Gaines, I think it's called. Riley, yeah, that's a woman. I've seen a lot of videos of her, and even though she was shut down a lot by these people, she's still fighting for her rights and other female athletes, rights. So that's what I'm telling you. It's not for you to stop fighting just because this person doesn't like a lot of people, this group of people are trying to shut you up. It's time for you to speak to people who do are open-minded and are like trying to also find a common ground. And it's important. It's time for you to open up about your ideals and values and not be scared and ashamed of those ideas that you have and beliefs. Find the people who understand you and who also share similar beliefs to you, or even more, find somebody that even if they don't have the same beliefs as you, they do understand you and they do listen to you and they understand your point of view, because there is people like that. There are people like that, and those are the best people, to be honest. Even if like that person, those people are amazing, because even though they do not have the same beliefs as you, they do understand your point of views, and sometimes they even like find a common ground and an in between. So yeah, those are the best people, to be honest. I feel like with the Knight of Cups, it's like telling me it's time for you to be in peace. With the Fool, I feel like with the Baby, you may be also torn between, what if I was just raised in an environment of certain beliefs and that's why I believe in that now, because I have gone through that too. And I'm gonna be honest with you, what I've seen with myself, you know, I was raised in a family where there were certain beliefs and I actually broke them. So what you believe in right now, it's not necessary what you were taught to think, you know, because for example, my family is really religious, Catholic, but I'm not that. That's not my religion. So that's an example. The environment you were raised in may have taught you, you know, like the basic stuff, but right now what you believing is what you actually believing. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here. It's like maybe you're asking yourself, what if what I was taught all my life was the wrong thing? Not necessary. And also, you have a mind of your own and you know deep down what is right and what is wrong. So don't get it twisted and confused. Don't try to self-sabotage yourself, and don't let anxiety fuck with you neither. Okay, so let's go now with the oracle cards that we have for you. Ooh, we have the process. That's interesting. The process. I feel like this is the process of you opening up and writing your own path, maybe. But I do feel like it's more like the process of you understanding that who you are and what your beliefs are, and to not let anybody else fuck with you. We have an eclipse in the background. I feel like this is going to be something life changing for you. This process that you're going to be in, this walk this path. I mean, this path that you're going to walk now. This process is going to be life changing for you, and it's going to open up doors for you, and you're going to see so many new things. I also feel like it's trust the process. That's a common phrase, trust the process. It's to trust your spirit guides and what life is making you go through right now. This question yourself, this confusion, trust the process, because you're going to come out from this even stronger and even more confident in yourself. I also feel like the path may not always be straight, but that's what makes it the journey that it is, and what makes it special, and what makes you change in better ways and evolve. Try to see the light in the darkness too. That's what I feel like with the. That's not an eclipse. I think that's more like a no. Yeah, it is. Is it an eclipse? I think it's an eclipse. I don't know, bro. But yeah, that's what I also feel with that moon in the background. I'm going to read for you the meaning of that card to see what else we can get from it. Okay, so it says when we're working towards something, it's hard not to focus on the finish line. How will we be received? Will we be successful? How much money will we make? Unfortunately, we cannot control the outcome, only our part of the equation. So focus on the process, absorb yourself in the present in creating and less in the future outcome. Whatever you're working toward will have a better chance if you enjoy bringing it into life instead of worrying about the future. Ask how you can absorb yourself in the process. And there's a quote that we have in the bottom that says, always want the process and let the goals take care of themselves. I like the quote here that says, absorb yourself in the present in creating and less in the future outcome. Whatever you're working toward will have a better chance if you're enjoying bringing it to life instead of worrying about the future. Ask how you can absorb yourself in the process and listen to this carefully. Unfortunately, we cannot control the outcome, only our part of the equation, so focus on the process. Yeah, it's also maybe like a project you're maybe doing that has to do with your ideals. Maybe it's a YouTube channel, maybe it's a presentation, maybe it's a speech. It can be so many things. But I do know that it involves your inner knowing and your voice. Let's go with the next oracle card. We have microscope, which I feel like this is, again, it has to do with the process card, that to like focus on the details and like focus on the process and working on it. I feel like that has to do with it, especially because like the person with the pencil, it's like focusing on the detail. Again, it's like telling me to focus on the process. Let me read the from the booklet to see what else it has to say. It reads, tool to see things too small for the naked eye. Much like the telescope, but in reverse, zoom in, look at the tiny bits that make up the obvious picture. Now it's time to get excited by analysis, to dissect, to really dive into molecular scale, or on the scale of electrons if you're lucky enough to have access. Think of the small beginnings of things, all of the
Bro, if I had a penny every freaking time that something bad happens during my recordings, I would be fucking rich. I really, really need to buy a new battery for my camera because so I can have two. But right now I can't, but I will eventually do it. But anyways, I'm going to read you again what the booklet said about the microscope card. It said, tool to see things too small for the naked eye, much like the telescope, but in reverse. Zoom in, look at the tiny bits that make up the obvious picture. Now it's time to get excited by analysis, to dissect, to really dive into the molecular scale or on the scale of electrons if you're lucky enough to have access. Think of the small beginnings of things and all the work and energy that goes into an end. Think of seeds of potential of building blocks. So, what I feel that it refers to the part where it says, now it's time to get excited by analysis, to dissect, to really dive into molecular scale. I feel like that's not only a confirmation of the process card, but also for you to dive in and to study, to get more knowledge, to see from different perspectives, and to get to even know more your beliefs. It's to prepare yourself for the future or this project that you are thinking of doing. Because it's interesting how we have the journey card, and I think in the process, I think it was, sorry, I'm not seeing right now the screen. Um, but and this card that talks about not focusing on the end but in the process. So do not get ahead of yourself and try to stop before you even begin this movement or project that you want to do. Like the booklet says, it says, think of the small beginnings of things, all the work and energy that goes into an end. Think of seeds of potential building blocks. So instead of focusing on the end and focusing on, oh, all of the things that I have to do, what if this, what if that, just begin and focus on the best part, which is the journey, the part where you learn, where you may even like, obviously we all make mistakes and stuff, like we may mistake in some things and stuff. The point is to just focus on the process and enjoy it and have fun with it. It's like this is I think this is an overused example, but it's just like in a race, like a race where like the athletes. Yes, the athletes they do think of the end of the race, but they do know that to get to the end, they have to do certain things before that has to do with their bodies, like working that stamina, that health, and focusing on each step to be able to get to that goal they want to. So that's an example. I don't know exactly what this is about. I don't know if this is something you want to create a movement, like I said, maybe a YouTube channel, a speech, something that has to do with your voice. But I can really see that spirit wants you to follow this, follow your heart, and to try this that you want to do. I feel like your voice is going to help a lot of people and it's going to give them comfort. So don't be afraid to stand up to what you believe in. And remember to stay present and not get ahead of yourself because you will be self sabotaging yourself. So take it easy, okay? Slow and steady wins the race, okay? Every step, even if it's a really small step, it counts. Every small step counts. Even if it's just, let's say, for example, searching for a, let's say, how do you call that? An article about certain topic and you read it today and you learned something new. That's a step. So yeah, just don't overthink and just go step by step, okay? Organize yourself, study, have fun with it, and you'll see that eventually you'll get to where you want to go. I feel like in this journey you're going to learn a lot about yourself and there's going something is going to not awaken, I wouldn't say that's the word, but I feel like your words are going to get to a point where they leave a long, how do you say it, long distance impact, that's how you say it, but I'm sorry, it's a long lasting impact, that's the word that I was looking for. I feel like that's going to leave a long lasting impact on people, and you're going to be seen as a leader, as a speaker, because I can see you like in the podium, like just speaking to people and people watching you with such admiration. That's what I see. So that's what I see you're unlocking in the future. So yeah, pile number three. I really hope this helped you and gave you some comfort and some guidance. And I really appreciate you being here. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you, love you, and bye.